Okay, frequently asked questions about different destinations and crossing the border.
Does the cost of COVID coverage change based on the destination country? And what about US states?
Yeah, so different companies do different things. So we have one company specifically that asks for your destination, and based on the incident rate at your destination, their price is going to change. So whether that's a country like a South American country or a European country or whatever, or even specific states, it depends on where you're going to and where you're spending 80% of your time. And your coverage is priced based on the incident rate at that destination. So the answer is yes for some companies. Other companies aren't as sophisticated, and so it's um, not priced that way. Ooh, here we go, Pam. You can tell them, how does it work when traveling to multiple destinations in a single trip?
Well, for the insurance company that does take your destination into consideration, they want to know where you spend 80% of your time. So, if you're spending 80% of your time in Florida, then that's where they'll base the pricing on. If you are going to be traveling to several areas and you don't have a destination where you're spending 80% of your time, then you might want to look at a policy that doesn't have that requirement, um, just to make sure that you're not going to be affecting your coverage.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens if you change your destination after departure, Lori?
Well, if something like that should happen, like let's say you expected that you would spend your entire trip or more than 80% of your trip in Florida, and then that changes to we decided to go to California. I don't know, whatever you might do. You should call us and let us know, and we can update the insurance company, and they can decide whether or not that there's going to be any effect to your policy or not.
Absolutely.
Okay, if conditions change at your destination after I purchase the policy, how does that affect the policy?
Well, if you've already purchased the policy, it won't affect it in any way. It will affect a quote. So, in order to preserve your pricing and make sure you don't see a price increase, you want to purchase your policy early, so that any negative changes at the destination won't impact your coverage.
Hmm.
Can we ship our car and then drive it back without any issues at the border?
Well, this doesn't exactly sound like a travel insurance related question, so I'm not exactly sure if I'm qualified to answer it. But what we've heard from clients is that if you ship your car down and fly down to get it, use your car and then come back, that the Canadian border crossing guards are not um, you know, not disallowing people to come across the border. So you are allowed to come back with your car across the border. You're just not allowed to go out. Um, is that true or not? Well, that's what we've heard. So, you know, people will tell us more stories, I'm sure, as time goes on.